Hey folks, Ray from rearview.com, and today I'm going to be installing a new camera system onto the RV. This is from a company called Haloview, and if you follow me for any length of time, you know I've reviewed quite a few of their cameras and displays over the years. I've always been pretty happy with the product and used it myself, so I was kind of excited when he offered me this new kit. This just came out. This is their RD7R, I think it's Range Dominator. Anyway, I'll give you the link to the model on their website. But basically, it's a kit that comes with several different cameras and a large display all together here, and also a repeater, so if you have a really long RV, it works really well. So we've got a rear camera, this one here. Also, this is designed so you really don't have to drill any new holes in your RV. You've got this rear one that fits on the rear marker light up top, and then also there's a couple side marker ones. Let's pull this out. See, that sits on the side marker near the front, and they even have an extra one here. You could use this for, I'm going to put this over, replace the one I have over my door as sort of a security camera, so we can see who's coming. And then there's also the cable and the repeater box, and this kit comes with a 7-inch display. There we are. So basically, once it's all hooked up, you'll be able to have a grid and be able to see all 4 cameras at once, or 3 cameras, whatever you'd like to do. Anyway, let's get to installing this. It looks pretty easy. I'm going to go and start with the marker lights first. Maybe before I go too far, I'll give you a look at just everything that's in this kit. I believe this currently goes for somewhere around $680 for the complete kit. There is also another variation that is has the Furrion system for the back end instead of the one that goes into your rear marker lights. A lot of the newer RVs come with a Furrion mount. Anyway, like I said, you get the rear one that goes right into the rear marker light. And then there's an extender box in this kit. There's a kit available without this, but this is for longer RVs, so they sent me this one. So I'm going to install this on mine. It comes with a length of cable that'll go across the roof, and then this will be mounted towards the forward part of the RV. I've done a review on the Range Dominator system before. I'll link to that. So that helps because this is at the very back of the RV, and then this will be near the front, so you won't have as long of a signal travel. The marker lights will be up near the front of the RV to show you each side of the RV as you're traveling. And then this is a part of this kit is a 4th camera. Now I'm going to use that in place of kind of a DIY that I did. You can see just over our door there's a camera that I DIY'd into our porch light there. So I think I'm going to replace that one with this newer model, just because it has a nice case. Everything looks really slick. And then it's got a rubber seal on the back here. Then also has this plastic piece where you could put in a magnetic disc, and you could use it to mount it with a magnet if you had a metal RV. You wouldn't even have to drill any holes. But I'll be mounting mine by drilling a couple holes. Then one thing Haloview does is always give you lots of the different hookup options. So there's all kinds of different wires and connectors. Pack with some zip ties. Really interested in this new thing. This will be a rear view mirror mount. So I'm going to be able to mount the big display, 7-inch display, right on the front of my rear view mirror in my truck. More wires. This is to hook into if you wanted to hardwire it in, so that you could have them be triggered by turn signals or backup lights, that sort of thing, hardwired right into the vehicle's power. I'm going to just hook mine up with maybe like a cigarette lighter socket here. I'm going to go through that, so it just powers on through the truck cigarette lighter for now. And then the cameras will come on when I turn the lights on. and the porch security light will come on when I turn on the porch light power. Anyway, I'm going to go first with this. They have R or L, left and right. I'm going to mount the right one first because it's critical if it's going to give me enough clearance for my door. You can see I'm pretty tight to my propane door, so I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to open that door with this thing in place. So we'll start with that one because it could be a washout if that doesn't work properly. Well, I checked and I got just enough clearance to get that tank out of there. Just have to watch when I open the door that I don't hurt the LED there. So we got the thing installed. Very easy. I decided to go with the antenna pointing down. Most of the pictures I saw was pointing up, but I thought pointing down might be a bit better, especially when it rains, you know. It's not going to be constantly getting at that connection. So let's go to the other side and I'll give you a look at how I hooked it up. So I find this Hive tool works really good for cleaning off, prying out the fixture and cleaning off the old silicone. It doesn't have a super sharp edge on it, so it doesn't really scratch the fiberglass or anything, but it gets in there enough to get rid of the old silicone. And then as far as the wiring, I measured with my 12 volt meter, and on my rig the green, white with the green stripe is the 12 volt and the pure white is the ground negative. Okay, I got it mounted with enough clearance. This one I actually had to move up and away a bit. Just where Keystone decided to drill the hole was in not a great spot for me. So it's only able to put 3 screws in. Should be enough. The original has 2. And around there they have a rubber gasket. So down here I'm going to have a little bit of a gap. I'm going to fill with some white silicone caulking in there. One thing I noticed on these lights though, on the other one, is there is a hole on the top. It's going to allow moisture in there. Not sure why they left that. Anyway, I'm going to put some silicone into that hole to seal it off. Maybe a rubber plug. Anyway, that should work out. So we'll continue on and mount the security camera now. So here's my existing porch camera that I kind of DIY'd myself. You can see I kind of screwed it into the lens here. This was old type of camera system. Let's take this off. If you look behind. So I spliced the wiring in and then I put a switch over here. So I have the option of having the switch on or off. That way I could have the camera on all the time but not the porch light on all the time. Or I could use the internal switch and switch both of them on and off. But I think I'm going to mount the new camera just because it looks a lot slicker. And this porch light is starting to get a little long in the tooth, so I've been wanting to replace it with a more modern version. Maybe one that can do motion as well. So let's take this old camera off, mount the new security camera from this system, and then we'll wire it in. Okay, so I removed the old camera and cut back its positive and negative feed. Now I'm going to mount the new one right under it into the wall of the RV here. Then I can run the wire up and splice it together. So I won't need the mag mount piece. This is an optional. You can get a round magnet, set it in there so that you can magnetically mount it to a metal RV. So I've just connected that. I'm going to put the wires into there, rubber gasket on, and screw it into the rig. Also decided to dip the screws in some ProFlex RV sealant here, and once they go in they'll seal the hole behind them, and also it'll help the screw stay embedded in there better. There we go. Mounted. Now we'll just feed the wire up through there and connect it up to there. There we go. So I just spliced it and taped it for the time being because this is on the near future upgrade list. This is getting pretty old and yellowed. So put the lens back on and then we can test the operation. Let's go in and turn the porch light on, power the porch light, and that will give me power to my camera. If you want to see how I wired this, I'll link in the description to the video I did on it. Here we go. Outside, get the camera to focus right. So we got 3 cameras going now. We got the 2 side cameras and the security porch camera. So we got one more rear camera. So we'll get up there and mount that on one of the rear marker lights. So mounting the rear camera, I'm going to take the old fixture off, clean out all the silicone like I did with the other ones. Then this will mount against and seal everything, weatherproof it, and that'll go on that and it'll screw right into the RV back wall there. Then this snaps in place and 4 screws go through to here, so everything's locked in place. I've had a camera on the back there for several years now and I have no problem with dropouts. The only reason I'm changing to this camera is this is a newer generation camera. I think it might have a little better night vision. It's got 6 LEDs. The one up there only has 4. And this is a newer model camera, so that's one of the reasons. Plus it'll be a good test for you guys too to see how this works. So let's get to mounting it. Looks like same wiring as the side markers here. We got the white with green stripe and then the plain white, so that's negative and positive. Looks like there's lots of room to tuck something back there. Yeah, there's my other camera and you can see it only has the 4 LEDs. So we'll clean this up and mount that plate against there. Okay, so much like the side marker lights it mounted against there, crimp connect to the positive and negative wires in there. And coming out of here is 2 wires. One of them feeds the repeater box here, and the other is a power wire that connects there. So just for the time being I've thrown some tape just to keep them together. I don't know, I might come up with something better, maybe some shrink tubing so it looks a little nicer. And I've just mounted it on this old junction box I have for my old camera. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have to clean things up, remove this old camera, but I'm actually out of my famous Eternabond tape right now, so I'm just going to leave it as is and do it down the road. Now I'm going to try it here on my rig because it's a pretty short rig. I don't really need the extra length, I don't think, but the kit does come with 12 meters of line. So what you would do is you'd hook it in there, then you would take this box and you would put it way at the front of the rig closer to the tow vehicle, and that would give you a much stronger signal. I've done a review of their extender system before, the Range Dominator, and compared it, and you did get quite a bit more bars and range when you did that. But I think I should be able to get away without doing that, so I'm just not going to do it on my rig. But know that you can do that with this kit. So let's go down and check it out, see if everything's working. Here's what it looks like from below. So it's going to change my marker light slightly because it has 3 in the center there. Looks okay though. And we got the 4 now working. There's me on one of the side markers. There's the other side marker. There's Ann sitting in front of the porch camera, and there's the rear camera showing the estuary. So now maybe I'll go in and kind of go through this display and give you a look at the features it has. Okay, we'll give you a quick run through here. Got your menu. Oh, menu won't pop up when you're in the 4-screen mode. There we go. So menu comes up. We got volume. You can turn volume on and off. I don't find the sound is that good on these cameras, so I usually leave it off. It'll get a lot of wind noise. Next we got picture. You got brightness, contrast, and color. Then we got mirror mode. Now this is where you can change the orientation of the picture, which is quite helpful. You can have it upside down, the other way, reverse, that sort of thing. And then next is quad mode. So this is where you can set up how you want the cameras displayed. You can have different split screens of all your different 4 cameras, or you can have quad modes or triple modes. It's quite helpful because when you may not want to have the security camera on. Menu disappears pretty quick here. And we got a settings mode, we got time and different cameras. You can take cameras in and out of the scan. The country system for Europe and North America. And auto dim mode. Next we got auto scan. You can have it just rotate between the pictures. Park line. I don't really want the park line on. It shows in the camera for my reverse camera. So we'll just go in there, take that off. You can also adjust your park line and which camera it's going to display on. Record mode, you can have it recording or not recording. So cover means if the recording will repeat. There's a small SD card in here. I think you can use up to 128 gigabytes. I have a 32 gigabyte in there. Record on. Okay, so we're recording now. You can see a record light up there. Anyway, you can only record one camera at a time, and it doesn't record the quad screen, so it's kind of a drag. And then you can play your recordings here. There you go. And the final feature here is pairing. So the cameras all came pre-paired when I set them up. They were all ready to go and they just lit up when I powered them. But if not, there's a pairing mode. You press that and you got 20 seconds to press a little button on the camera. Okay, well, let's go hook it up in the truck and see how it looks strapped onto the mirror. Okay, so now we're in the truck. Picture's looking pretty good. Just show you the different mounting options they give you in the kit. There's a thing here with 3M on the back, so you could attach that to the dash or something as a mount. They give you this metal bracket as a hard mount. I believe they also have a beanbag mount available on their website. I don't see it here. And what I'm going to do is mirror mount it. Now you can use these rubber bands if you have a smaller mirror, but I've got quite a large, heavy, thick mirror in my Ram here, so I've hooked onto the back with that mounting plate some Velcro straps that they included. Screwed the plate onto the back of the camera. They included the screws. They're pretty good about including everything that you need to put their stuff together. So I'm going to get those straps and strap it on the mirror here. Okay, so that held on there pretty good with the Velcro straps. Looks really nice, bright. It's hard for the camera to deal with the two brightnesses, so just let me zoom it in and I'll give you what actually my eye is seeing. So that's more of the brightness level that my eye is seeing in the truck here. So nice big 7-inch display. It does sit down a bit from my mirror, so there is a bit of a blockage in view, but not too much. Got my full driver window open. Putting it on the dash, I think, blocks more view, and then putting it down somewhere down here, you'd be constantly looking. I kind of like it up at the mirror there, so I can just naturally look. So this is behind the rig. Let's just go through here Switch some of the different views. And there we go. So you can see I can have it set up in this 3-camera view. So I got the rear of the rig and then the 2 sides as I'm cruising along or backing in. And we can go to each one individually. Or you can have it cycling through as you go as well. There's the actual security camera that's above the doorway. So I think that's going to be good. So I'm going to be going out to do a few camping trips here in October. So I'll take it along and use it, and then I'll come back towards the end of October with a full review. I just wanted to get it installed here while the weather was nice and give you guys a look at this system. If you need any more information, I'll leave links to the site, the Haloview site, and you can go take a look at it there. Or I'll give also a link in the description to my website where I have all the camera videos that I've done over the years with a Haloview and a few other different brands. So until next time, Ray from rearview.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers, folks.